Good day, grade 7 learners. This is Super Mom Z, and welcome to Sci Amazing Learning Videos. Last time, we were able to infer that waves carry energy. Also, we learned the parts of a wave. Today, we will explore a kind of wave, which is a sound wave. Let us start. Most essential learning competency. The learner should be able to describe the characteristics of sound using the concepts of wavelength, velocity, and amplitude. Before we dive into our lesson, let us play a game. All you need to do is to name the sound I am going to play. Are you ready? Listen carefully because here's the first one. What's that sound? Right, that's the sound of ocean waves. How about the next one? Name that sound. Great, that's the sound of birds chirping. Now try placing your palm on your throat while saying, "How are you?" What did your palm feel? Yes, you felt vibrations. When we talk or make any sound, our vocal cords vibrate. When there are no vibrations felt, no sound is produced. Sound is caused by vibration of molecules. It is a longitudinal wave wherein molecules move parallel to the direction of the wave. Each portion is alternatively compressed and extended while energy flows. Sound wave can be described in terms of velocity, wavelength, and amplitude. Let us start with velocity. In our previous lessons, we know that velocity is speed with direction. It can be measured with a unit meter per second. Sound waves are mechanical waves, right? They need medium to propagate. The speed of sound depends on the material medium. Examine the molecules in solid, liquid, and gas. In solids, particles are closely packed. In liquids, particles are less tightly packed but still are close to each other. In gases, particles are far away from each other. With this in mind, where does sound travel fastest? Good job! It travels fastest in solids. Since molecules in solids are tightly packed, sound vibrations can easily be transmitted. If sound travels fastest in solids, where does sound travel slowest? Correct! It travels slowest in gas since its molecules are far away. Take a look at this table. It shows the speed of sound of different materials. What is the speed of sound in air? 331 meters per second. How about the speed of sound in water? 1,440 meters per second. How about the speed of sound in hardwood? 4,000 meters per second. As you have noticed, sound travels at different speeds in different materials, solid being the best transmitter of sound. Here's a question for you to ponder on. Is there sound in outer space? Sound cannot travel in empty space or vacuum. Remember that sound is a mechanical wave, which needs medium in order to propagate. If no matter exists, there will be no sound. In outer space, sound would not be transmitted. Another characteristic of sound wave is wavelength. Wavelength is the length of a wave or the distance between two successive identical parts. It can be measured in meters. It is inversely related to frequency, or the number of waves. Comparing the waves below, the upper one has a high frequency, or has a high number of waves. Meanwhile, the lower one has a low frequency or has a low number of waves. Also, keep in mind that the higher the frequency, the shorter the wavelength. And the lower the frequency, the longer the wavelength. Keep in mind that the lower the amplitude or the lower the height of the wave, the softer the sound, just like when someone is whispering. Meanwhile, the higher the amplitude or height of the wave, the louder the sound, just like when someone is shouting. Here is a table showing the sound levels of different sound sources. Normal breathing has an intensity level of 10 decibels, while a jet engine 30 meters away has an intensity of 140 decibels. Do you know that long periods of loud noises above 90 decibels can cause immediate harm to your ears? Protect your hearing by avoiding exposure to loud noises. Sound waves have important applications such as sonar and ultrasound. Sonar stands for sound navigation and ranging. It is an apparatus used to find the depth of a sea and to locate underwater objects like shipwrecks and submarines. Ultrasound, on the other hand, is used to help physicians see our internal organs. Now, to check if you really understand the lesson, let us evaluate your learning. It's evaluation time! Try to answer the following questions. First, sound is caused by blank of molecules. Is it A, weight, B, force, C, vibration, D, energy? Right, the answer is C, vibration. Without vibration, no sound is produced. Next, where does sound travel fastest? Is it in solid, liquid, or gas? Great! Sound travels fastest in solids due to its tightly packed molecules. Let's proceed. Which property of sound refers to the maximum displacement of vibrating particles? Is it A, velocity, B, wavelength, C, amplitude, D, frequency? Good. The answer is C, amplitude, which is the height of the wave. You're doing well. Let's try this one. Which among these objects produces a high-pitched sound? Is it whistle, drum, or guitar? Correct. A whistle produces a high-pitched sound. Finally, describe the characteristics of this wave. Is it A, low frequency, low amplitude, B, high frequency, high amplitude, C, long wavelength, high frequency, D, short wavelength, low frequency? Fantastic! It's letter B. It has a high frequency and high amplitude. Great job, grade 7 students! You seem to understand the characteristics of sound waves. And that's all for our lesson today. Thank you for watching this amazing episode. See you again next time. Bye!